today's episode, Ruben gets a deep tissue massage, but has to tap out.
Yeah. Oh, he's good, my friend. Oh, yes.
Later, he cleans the kitchen while listening to some German love classics.
Hello YouTube. Today is the second time I'm going to prepare a huge piece of protein, of meat. And I thought it was so fun, so much fun the last time with the pork leg. So today I have planned something, can we say a little bit classic. It's gonna be beef. Yeah, beef is the classic of all the classics, I think, for protein sources. It's also very much up in the time. It's become quite modern because of all the people that are doing carnivore diets and so on and so on. I prefer to buy some beef that is relatively low fat. So I'm buying a very specific piece. It's also one of the cheaper cuts. For whatever reason, you seem to pay more for the fat when you buy a piece of beef than you do for the actual meat. So that's just my benefit, and maybe your benefit as well. So what I'm going to do today is I'm gonna drag you through everything. It's a big chunk, around 6 kilograms. That's about 15 pounds, I think. 12, 13, 15 pounds. So I expect quite a good yield from this lump. Bear in mind that I also mentioned that the last time with the pork leg that when you buy these chunks of meat and they are for commercial use, they are often injected with liquids. So it is what it is. If you want something without that, you need to buy it directly from the source, basically. It can vary from country to country what is allowed. What kind of amounts are allowed, but you should always, I think, a safe consideration is about 10% of the weight. In this case, if it weighs 6 kilograms, it's about 600 grams. Is probably salt water that has been injected to it. So that is what it is, and yeah. So let's get to it. Where I'm from, we usually say that the work is no better than the tools that perform the job. And in this case, I am going to use a very sharp knife. So once that's been taken care of, we have the actual lump. And as you can see, it's a big cut. It's vacuum packed, so it's full of liquids. The vacuum will draw up some of the liquids as well. A quick word about protein sources like beef. The structure of the meat, as you can see, is lengthwise. You can actually see the fibers moving like a piece of wood. And if you cut it, you need to cut it perpendicular to the grains and not longitudinal to the grains. If you cut it longitudinal, you will get pieces of beef that is very, very hard to eat. Here we have the cross section of the beef. As you can see, it has a little bit of fat marbling, but it's very, very small. But it is nice though. That will ensure that we get some very, very tender pieces. So I cut off the ends because I'm gonna use them for small thin strips of beef. I have something special planned later in this video that I'm gonna show you. Some alternative way to use a nice cut like this. And then I divide it lengthwise as well because quite frankly the steaks are gonna be way, way, way too big if I just cut them as it is. When you cut a steak, it's important to keep 2 fingers wide pieces. If they get too thin, they dry out in the pan really fast, or on the barbecue, whatever you want. And as you can see, this is really, really nice. Very good for a nice steak, no matter if you do it on the barbecue or in a frying pan.
So the same goes for the next couple of pieces. I just keep cutting. And that is no less than 12 pretty big steaks. They are each roughly around 300 grams, I think, varying a little bit from probably from 250 for the smallest to 300 for the biggest. And that's perfectly okay. I will weigh my food when I eat it anyway, so I can always compensate later. Next up is all the small bits and pieces I have left. Still very important to go perpendicular to the grain of the meat. So I'm making these very thin, small slices. They are, imagine almost like a carpaccio, but not as thin, but a couple of millimeters at the maximum. I want them really thin because then they will cook fast. And yeah, it's a shitload of work, so I'm gonna speed it up a little bit for your sake. And there we go, that's a pretty big pile. I would say there's at least 4 to 5 portions here. Now I mentioned that I wanted to cook something a little special for you guys, just to have another take on how to do beef. So basically very simple recipe, by the way. I have a few ingredients. I have garlic, I have a good chunk of ginger, I have bell pepper, and then some red onion. Now you can grate the ginger if that's your thing. I prefer actually to slice some thin slices. I don't mind. They can get a little spicy, a little hot when you do them in slices, but I like that. So I guess it's up to you what you prefer. Ginger is, by the way, an amazing ingredient to use. I use it a lot in my cooking. The reason for that is that ginger actually acts as a natural inflammatory. Because we are 40 or older than that, we have a tendency to get inflammation or catch inflammation in our joints. And I find that ginger is actually, I wouldn't say that it fixes it completely, but I'm pretty sure it reduces it. Garlic, of course, has a shitload of good benefits as well. Most important of all is that it actually acts as a natural blood thinner. So it's an incredible ingredient to use as well. It loses a little bit of its potency when we cook it. It's actually preferred to eat it raw, but yeah, come on, who can do that? And this is the finished result. So we have thin slices of garlic, red onion, ginger, and some chunks of bell pepper. Next up, we break out the wok. You can also use a normal frying pan, but I think that most people will own a wok these days. So in goes the meat. You make sure that you have good heating. I use the maximum heat setting on my stove, so the idea here is that you fry off the meat really fast, and as you can see, it doesn't take long for it to start coloring up. Then we need to spice it up a little bit. I am using a hot paprika. So basically almost like a chili, not as strong as a chili. It's a question about taste, I think. So you can add whatever you want. I also add additional garlic powder, and I add some turmeric, and of course salt and pepper. Make sure to flip it around once in a while. I have not put down the heat at any point, so it's still on maximum heat. And by the way, this dish is extremely fast to make once you have the ingredients ready for it. It takes 7-8 minutes maximum. I add a little bit of water at the end. I want to have a little bit of sauce with the mix. It's not necessary if you don't like it, but I like it. I'm going to have this with rice, so that's why I would like a little bit of sauce. And the rice cooker has just finished, so we can plate up some rice. I am going for 250 grams of rice, and that is quite a bit, but that's what my diet says I need, so I'm going for 250 grams. Then I am adding another 450 grams of the wok stew. This becomes a little bit of a projection when you need to calculate your macros on this, because how much is meat and how much is vegetables. I eyeballed the meat when I put it in the pan around 500 grams. So I'm trying to aim for about half, and you know, to eyeball if there's about the same amount of meat is left in the pan afterwards. As a final touch, I add a little bit of sweet chili sauce. It's what can you say? I like food that tastes of stuff. It's not because the dish is not tasty by itself, it just adds a little bit more chili punch. And as you can see, it's not super heavy on calories. It's a regular one from the local supermarket. It has 200 calories per 100 grams. So I can easily add 20 grams to this. For my diet, it's okay if I was on a cutting diet, or if I were in a phase where I was turning down some of the knobs on the calorie intake. I would definitely remove this and maybe replace it with a zero sauce or something similar. And there we go, served and ready to eat.
Yeah, and that's how you deal with 6 kilogram of beef. So I got a shitload of steaks. I think I have 20 steaks, really good thick ones, like I discussed. And I have a lot of strips as well, so there's at least for 5 more wok dishes or whatever I want to use it for. You can do these strips for a lot of different things. They have a tendency, because they're so thin, they become extremely tender, and they don't need a lot of time on the pan or the barbecue or whatever you want to do with it. So yeah, you can try it out. That being said, it's not the first time I buy this type of cut of beef. I have a mincer, and I do my own mince as well. You can definitely utilize a cut like this in many ways. The mincer, I use it of course for making my own mince, and that it has the added benefit that I have the fat amount in the mince more under control. As you could see, this piece was extremely fat-free. I think it's definitely below 5%. And even though it had a little bit of that nice marbling, I think it's very low, definitely under 5%. So if you do mince out of that, you have extremely low-fat mince. It's very hard to buy low-fat mince, or expensive to buy low-fat mince at the supermarket. So that's a top tip for you guys. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.